Our topic for today is engineering ethics, global issues. So let's start with multinational companies. Multinational companies, also known as multinational corporation or what we call ILO stands for International Labour Organization, are businesses that operate in multiple countries around the world. They have a present in multiple countries with a global strategy that allows them to leverage their size and resources to compete in different markets. Multinational companies typically have headquarters in one country where they coordinate their operation globally and it called home country. They may also have subsidiaries or affiliates in other countries, which are often organized as separate legal entities that called host countries. Multinational companies can engage in a variety of business activities, including manufacturing, sales, marketing, search and development, and service provision. Some of the benefits of operating as an multinational company include access to new market and customers, the ability to take advantage of differences in labor costs and regulation across countries, and the ability to diversify risk across different regions. However, multinational companies can also face challenges such as navigating complex regulatory environments, managing cultural differences, and dealing with geopolitical risks. There have been instances of corporate and government confrontation when government tried to force multinational companies to make their intellectual property public in an effort to gain technology for local entrepreneurs. Such an idea to Fabes change its rules or the companies have withdrawn their investments. Multinational corporate labeling is directed at a range of business concerns from tariff structure to environment regulation. The threat of nationalization or changes in local businesses laws and regulations can limit a multinational company's power. So next is business ethics. So business ethics refers to the principle and values that guide the behavior of individuals and organizations in the business world. It encompasses the moral and social responsibility of businesses and the expectation of society regarding the conduct of business. Business ethics involves applying ethical principles and standards to various aspects of business operation, including interaction with customers, employees, shareholders, suppliers, and large the community. Some of example of ethical issues in business include fair treatment of employees, avoiding conflict of interest, respect privacy and confidentiality, protecting the environment, and ensuring product safety and quality. Business ethics is important because it helps to build trust and credibility with stakeholders, promote positive corporate culture, and help to minimize legal and reputational risk. So, the general business ethics include following aspects. First is be in any industry or a corporate office that infrastructure and working environment should be comfortable and encouraging. Next is the safety precaution and maintenance of the organization are to be taken care of. The next is the work and the skills of employees are to be identified and encouraged for the development of the organization to encourage activities that promote social good and are environment friendly. Next is a hierarchical procedure is to be followed, maintaining the ethical standards for the execution of work. Next, the product maintenance, right from the procurement raw material to the dispatch of product should be done in a standard procedure and influenced by any unethical issues. No tolerance should be there for any kind of unethical behavior or influence that affect the production and organization standards. So, companies that prioritize ethical behavior are often seen as more trustworthy and are more likely to attract and retain customers, employees, and investors. Various organizations and professional associations have developed codes of conduct and ethical guidelines to help business and individuals navigate ethical dilemmas in the workplace. Next is environmental ethics. We all know globalization and industrialization had significant impacts on the environment, both positive and negative impacts. So, first impact is climate change. The increase in global industrialization has led to a significant increase in greenhouse gas emission, which have caused global warming and climate change. This has resulted in more frequent and intense natural disasters such as drought, floods, and hurricanes. Other effects is deforestation, water pollution, air pollution that harm human and animals. The positive impacts of globalization and industrialization on the environment is renewable energy. The development of renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power has been positive impacts of industrialization. This has reduced the reliance on fossil fuels and has helped to reduce greenhouse gas emission. Second is environmental protection. The growth of environmental awareness and activism has been a positive impact of globalization. This has led to the development of environmental policies and regulation, which have helped to reduce pollution and protect natural resources. Next is sustainable development. This has helped to reduce the negative impacts of industrialization on the environment. In conclusion, while globalization and industrialization have had negative impacts on the environment, there have also been positive impacts. It is important to continue to develop sustainable practices to mitigate the negative impacts and promote the healthier environment. So, environmental ethics is a branch of philosophy that deals with the moral and ethical issue that arise in our relationship with the natural world. It seeks to explore our moral obligation towards the environment and the non-human living beings that inhabit it. Environmental ethics involves examining questions such as what is the value of nature? Do non-human animals have rights? How should we balance our needs and desire with the needs of the environment and future generations? Environmental ethics is concerned with promoting sustainable development and protecting the environment from harm. It recognizes the humans are not the only beings with value, and the natural world has intrinsic value beyond in usefulness to humans. Environmental ethics also recognize that humans are part of the natural world and our and that our well-being is dependent on the health and well-being of the environment. Such as environmental ethics seeks to promote a, a more harmonious and respectful relationship between human and natural world. Next is computer ethics. So computer with internet raise a host different moral issues, many of them concerned with basic moral concerns such as free speech, privacy, respect for property, informed consent, and harm. To evaluate and deal with these issues, a new area of applied ethics called computer ethics has come up. These ethics are related to all the computer professionals such as programmers, analysts, operators, designer, etc. along with the users. So computer ethics is a branch of applied ethics that deals with the ethical issues that arise in the context of computing and information technology. it involved examining the ethical implication of the use of computers, software, and other digital technology and developing guidelines for responsible and ethical behavior in digital realm. The role of computers technology develop is significant. Computers have revolutionized the way we live, work, and communicate, and have enabled many advances in science, medicines, and other fields. So here are the 10 commandments of computer ethics created in 1992 by the Computer Ethics Institute consists of the following. So first is one should never use a computer to harm the people. Next is to interfere with other work, to snoop into others, to steal computer or data, to bear false witness, to use copy software you didn't pay for like illegal downloads and usage, to use or copy other software without compensation or what we call illegal pirated versions, to use other intellectual output inappropriately or violating IPR, doing without thinking of social consequences of the program being written. And lastly, the last is always use a computer, ensuring consideration and respect towards fellow beings. So we need to use computer in a way that no one will harm or no one will suffer. As I mentioned in the previous topic, the role of computers in technological development is significant. Computers have revolutionized the way we live, work, and communicate, and have enabled many advances in science, medicine, and other fields. Computers are used for everything from concluding or conducting research to design building and vehicles to managing financial transaction and communication networks. However, the use of computers and other digital technologies also present a range of ethical challenges. For example, issues such as privacy, security, and intellectual property are all important consideration in the digital realm. There is also the potential of technology to be used for harmful purposes such as cybercrime or warfare. Computer ethics seeks to address these challenges by developing ethical frameworks for the use of technology. These include developing codes of conduct for professionals working in the field of computing, as well the guidelines for individual and organization using technology in their daily lives. The goal of computer ethics is to promote responsible and ethical behavior in the use of technology and to ensure that the benefits of technology are balanced against potential risks and ethical implications. So, as I mentioned, the most commonly discussed cases of computer abuse are instances such as the stealing or cheating by employees at work, the stealing by non-employees or former employees, the stealing from or cheating clients and consumers, the violation of contracts for computer sales or services, the many conspiracies to use computer networks to engage in widespread fraud. Next is privacy factors. The hackers who crack the security and get unauthorized entry into the highly secured information zone tend to copy the content or they may change the content, delete the content or get in affected with virus as soon as the authorized personnel open the file. Second is the different types of viruses such as Trojan horse, memory residence, overwrite, browser hijacker, directory virus, etc. can create instances wherein the data on the computer system get affected in various ways. Next is the legitimate access to the information is restricted to protect individual privacy, national security, and freedom within a capitalist economy to protect proprietary information essentially in pursuing corporate goals. The Privacy Act of 1947 prohibits the information contained in government file from being used for purpose beyond those for which it was originally gathered. Next is weapon development. Based on the size of expenditures, direct or indirect involvement of engineers and innovative developments, military technology is an area that calls for serious discussion on engineers' ethics as modern weapons of war progress through catapults, cannons, machine guns, and bombs released from airplanes and missiles to reach further, the soldiers firing them were less likely to see the individual human rights. The soldier, as well as citizen, they had as the general target. For some engineers, their development or their involvement with weapons development conflicts with personal conscience, such as knowing that making weapons in company is a job which would be done by someone else if he doesn't do and that cannot change the result. Though working in a toxic chemical manufacturing plant can make you feel guilty, the idea of abolishing this disastrous thing once you become the CEO of the company make you get the feeling of being in good books, though you might or might not do when the time comes. Next is engineering as managers. Engineering managers are experienced engineers who currently manage technical activities in both large and small organizations. No matter the size of the company, an engineering manager makes decisions that are part of management, change of command, and impact the success of technical activities. As an engineer is responsible in promoting ethics in an organization through framing organization policy, responsibility, and by personal attitudes and obligations. An engineer should be able to work as a manager in such situation, solving conflicts according to priorities, keeping the organizational benefits in mind. The issue must be resolved without hurting anyone's feeling and by developing a mutual understanding with subtlety. Not only the engineers who act as managers or the managers alone will share the responsibility, but there are lies, some social responsibility to stakeholders, customers, and employees of a company. They act to develop wealth as well, the welfare of the society. As engineers, as managers, we need to be open-minded to others and we don't need to be biased and we should uh, recognize or we should need to be fair to others without hurting or without being biased to others. Managing conflicts. When a project is distributed among a few members, the conflicts that generally occur are the schedule-based conflicts might occur at different levels of execution of project depending upon the priorities and limitation at each level. The prioritizing of projects or department which can be arrived from the requirements may change from time to time. The deficiency of personnel availability for certain project completion in due to time may also lead to a conflict. Conflicts that occur over technical, economic, and time factors such as cost, time, and performance level. Conflict arising in administration such as authority, responsibility, accountability, and logistic required. Conflicts of personality, humans, psychology, and ego problems. Conflicts over expenditure and its deviations. Being on the personal creating may keep other way from the problem and doesn't affect everyone. Such as personal can be trained again or given proclamation that interest on the personal doing a project should be focused on ethical attitudes and moral but not their positions. In addition, the conflicts between the personnel can be solved with the managers who has more ways to solve it. The evaluation of the results should be based on certain specified objects such as efficiency, quality, and customer satisfaction. Consulting engineers. Consulting engineers are professionals who provide expert advice and services related to engineering. They work on a wide range of projects including infrastructure development, construction manufacturing, and environmental management. Consulting engineers are typically hired by clients who need specialized expertise to design, plan, or manage engineering projects. They may work independently or as a part of consulting firm, and they often collaborate with other professionals such as architects, contractors, and government agencies to ensure that the projects are completed successfully. Some of the specific tasks that consulting engineers may undertake include conducting feasibility study and analyzing data to determine the viability of a project, designing and developing plans, specification, and cost estimate for engineering project, conducting risk assessment and developing strategies to mitigate potential risk, managing projects, schedules, budgets, and resources, conducting quality control and quality assurance check to ensure that project meet established standards, providing technical support and troubleshooting service during project implementation and operation. Consulting engineers may specialize in particular area of engineering such as civil, mechanical, electrical, or environmental engineering. They may also work in a variety of industries including construction, energy, transportation, and manufacturing. Engineers as advisors. For an engineer to be an advisor, should study the costs and benefits of all alternatives in objective manner. Study economic viability, technical feasibility, operational feasibility, and social acceptability. Follow honesty and technical complicity leading to moral complicity. Then after analyzing the factors that lead to such things and also the consequences that occur, engineers can work as an advisor. There are many, or there may be various roles or models played by engineers who work as advisor. Let us now see what the roles or models are. One is Hargans. This model highlights the client's wishes, the acts accordingly. All the other factors are given less priority. Assumptions about uncertainties are inclined in a direction favorable to the client's case. Second is value neutral analysis. This model expresses the idea of being neutral and avoidance or any form of advocacy towards anyone. The cost benefit analysis, if made, are to be done according to the value criteria explicitly. And lastly, value guided advocates. These models advocate that the idea that it is responsibility of engineers to keep the public good in mind and maintain honesty about both technical facts and the values that guide their studies. Rosemary Tang defends this model, noting honesty is essential both in negative sense of avoiding deception and the positive sense of being candid in stating all relevant facts and it being truthful in how the factors are interpreted.